So in the previous video, we talked about a high-level overview of why we conduct investigations, and then we culminated that discussion with going through 6 elements that any root cause analysis methodology would employ. Now, let's talk about root cause analysis a little bit more in depth. Root cause analysis is an attempt through investigation to get to the underlying causes, or the root of the problem. Hence the name. Symptoms of the problem are above the surface. Remember that from our icicle or our iceberg illustration in the previous video. But the roots of the problem are what we are driving at here in our RCA, our root cause analysis investigation. Have you ever tried to weed your flower garden by simply cutting off the weed at the dirt? What happens? The weed just grows back, usually thicker. How about trying to root out sin in your life? Look at Ephesians 4:17 through 19. At the end of verse 19, Paul talks about giving themselves over to sins of impurity and greediness. Sins of impurity and greediness. Are those roots or symptoms? I would argue they're symptoms. Look earlier into verses 17 and 18. It says, darkened understanding, ignorance was in them because of their hardness of heart, because of the hardness of their heart. Those are the root causes. Sinful things are symptoms of underlying issues with a hard heart, with ignorance, and, frankly, with disdain for God. That's the root. So, root cause analysis tries to get at the heart of the matter, the real issues. And notice I said issues, plural. There are generally more than one. With root cause analysis, there's not a standard definition or standard methodology. And there are many, many different root cause analysis methodologies on the market. In this course, we will cover a small sampling of some RCA methodologies, but first, let's set a foundation of RCA requirements, basic things that any true RCA method should comply with. This definition is from your Latino text. It is cumbersome and wordy, but let's pull out some of the keywords to give us a high-level overview of the required components. Any RCA is logically complete. That means that all of the options are considered and proven or disproven. No hypothesis is left unconsidered. No guess is left unproven. Everything has followed through in a logical, methodical manner. As the options or hypotheses are proven or disproven, they're done so based on evidence, not happenstance, not gut feel, not the loudest guy in the room, based on evidence. We use cause and effect approaches during RCA investigation, not categorical approaches. Just because something correlates does not mean that it is causal. If people in Massachusetts are taller than people in Florida, and it is colder in Massachusetts than it is in Florida, cold weather may correlate taller people, but cold weather does not cause taller people. Be sure to pay attention to the difference during investigation, the difference between causality, correlation, and cause and effect. Root cause analysis works backwards from the least acceptable circumstances. Those are the losses. The least acceptable circumstances works backward up the chain through all the levels. Okay? Starts with the least acceptable circumstances. That means the thing that triggered the RCA in the first place, whether it's sporadic or chronic, works its way up the chain to the deepest underlying causes. Causes, plural, remember. The source level problems, these are the source level problems that contributed to the event. In addition to the components that we just went through, any root cause analysis process should have 5 different phases. The 5 different phases are data collection, assessment, corrective actions, inform, and follow up. We will get more into the weeds of RCA in a little bit. First now, with our overarching understanding of the phases and the components of root cause analysis, let's get into the principles of conducting investigation. That's in the next video.